147. I said, but he's strong, and he got a mentality. He's like, Shannon, I'm gonna get it. He said, Shannon, I'm gonna get it. He said, watch. He said, watch. He said, it's boxing. I'm gonna get hit, but he gonna get hit too. And I promise you, he gonna get hit more than I get hit.
Shannon Sharpe is now weighing in on Errol Spence Jr.'s highly anticipated return against Tim Tszyu, and he believes this fight could answer one of the biggest questions in boxing today. After years away from the spotlight, many fans are wondering whether Spence can still perform at the elite level that once made him one of the sport's most feared champions. Sharpe explained that Tim Tszyu presents a very dangerous challenge for a fighter returning after a long layoff.
I mean, that ain't what that is. It's Errol Spence versus Tim Tszyu. He's no caliber of his father, of his daddy. So he can't even compare himself to his pops. He fighting me, he's trying to get out his daddy's shadow. So we'll see come July 26th, can he get out that shadow? I mean, it's a war, man. I'm not here to just shake and hug my opponents and all that. Like, it's a war, it's what it is. I'm coming into his hometown, coming to his territory, and I'm looking to take over. So I mean, why would he want to shake my hand? He's coming to destroy me, coming to knock me off and retire me. I'm coming to beat him and show him that, he's not up to anything of my pedigree. So it's gonna be a great fight, and I know that I will become victorious come July 20th.
In his view, Tszyu's pressure, toughness, and willingness to engage in physical exchanges make him one of the most difficult opponents Spence could have chosen. Shannon believes that if Spence still possesses the sharpness, conditioning, and discipline that defined his prime years, he has the tools to gradually break Tszyu down. When Tim Tszyu discussed the fight, he sounded like a man completely convinced that victory is within reach. Tszyu has spoken with confidence throughout the build-up and appears to believe that the current version of Errol Spence is vulnerable.
You gonna be my B or you gonna be my W? But one of the two gonna happen. What? You got to be one of the...
He has repeatedly suggested that the long absence from the ring could become a major factor once the fight begins. While critics continue to question his condition, Errol Spence believes he is entering this fight as a better version of himself mentally. The former champion has spoken openly about the lessons he learned through setbacks, challenges, and difficult moments over the last few years. According to Spence, those experiences helped him develop greater focus, discipline, and peace of mind. Tim Tszyu also appeared to send a warning in Spence's direction by suggesting that a fighter returning after such a lengthy break might have benefited from an easier comeback opponent. Although the comment was brief, many fans interpreted it as a challenge.
I've always been a guy that chases the toughest and baddest challenges out there. And when I got presented with Errol, who's undeniably one of the best fighters of this decade, I didn't hesitate, and I straight away accepted. I accepted not to compete, but I accepted because I knew that the victory is only on my mind. I know the challenge that is put in front of me. I'm going to work super hard, and I'm coming for it all. And thank you again. Victory is...
Stephen A. Smith believes the fight is fascinating because nobody truly knows what version of Errol Spence will show up on fight night. While everyone remembers the dominant champion who controlled the welterweight division, there are still unanswered questions about how much the layoff may have affected him. Errol Spence recently revealed that he had opportunities to pursue other major opponents but ultimately felt Tim Tszyu was the right fight at the right time.
It was some time I had 3 years off, and I feel like it helped me mentally. It helped me physically, gave me some time to recover, and just enjoy life, enjoy the spoils of my wins, and just being with family, being with friends. If you watch my Instagram, you see me traveling, enjoying my kids, having fun. And people kept asking me, are you coming back? When are you coming back? And I told them, I know when it's ready. I know when I'm ready to come back. And I knew one day that, I'll wake up and I decide to come back. And if it didn't happen, then I wouldn't come back to boxing. So I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to put on a great show. I can't wait for July 26th to be fighting in Australia, to be fighting in front of his fans. I look forward to disappointing them, putting on a great show, putting on another great performance, and showing y'all why.
Rather than taking what some might consider a safer route, Spence chose a dangerous opponent who could immediately test whether he still belongs among boxing's elite fighters. Training footage of Tim Tszyu working alongside his team has already generated excitement among boxing fans.
Recommended, to go straight into the firing line. It would have been better to start off slowly, but on his caliber, he feels like he doesn't need tune-ups, which is fair enough. But yeah, it's going to be fireworks from the.
The Australian star appears sharp, explosive, and fully focused as he prepares for the biggest opportunity of his career.
BA, WBC, and IBF champion, all 4 belts on the line. The winner will be the undisputed welterweight champion of the world. We get it. That is not why this is an epic fight. I've seen some fights before. I've seen fights for the title and all.
His hand speed, timing, and power have been on full display throughout camp, leading many observers to believe he plans to push Spence from the opening bell and immediately test how much ring rust remains. Meanwhile, Errol Spence has also been attracting attention with impressive footage from his own training camp.
Happened with Thurman, and for me, Errol Spence is sort of in that generation, and that's what I want to do and expect to do against him coming to this next generation of fighters. So yeah, let's bring the new with the.
Working closely with Ronnie Shields, Spence appears focused, disciplined, and determined to silence the doubters. Rolly Romero has already begun talking about a possible future fight with Errol Spence.
Tim Tszyu, do you look at this and say, this is the best fight for me right now?
Definitely. I feel like the styles mesh up very well, and you ain't got to retract on that. You said you know what you said. Tim is the biggest of names. He cool, but he's not the biggest of names. And
for main event, he's the biggest of names.
He wasn't the best that I could get, but I'm not crazy, but I bought nothing. So, I was looking at Fundora. I'm looking at top names. Like, yeah, I fight him. Cause I'm the type of guy I really don't believe in ring rust. If I look good in the gym for 9-10 weeks, why I can't look good in the ring in the fight? Like, what makes the difference? That's the mental thing.
Yeah.
That a lot of people like it's like guys, this. Man, they good as hell in sparring and practice and that, but when the lights turn on, they fold. And I just feel like I'm different. I feel like I look better outside. I look better in the ring and not in the gym. And I just feel like that come fight night, I'm gonna show everybody that ring rust is not a thing. It's more of a mental thing more than anything. And that's what people can't get over, and that's why they need a tune-up fight to get over that mental hump. It's not a thing for me.
Yeah.
Ring rust is not a thing.
Romero sounded confident while discussing the match. And even suggested that Tszyu could leave lasting damage on Spence before he ever gets the chance to face him. Mikey Garcia pointed out that fighting Tim Tszyu in Australia could make an already difficult comeback even more challenging. According to Garcia, competing in another fighter's home country creates additional obstacles, including crowd support, travel demands, and the energy generated by hometown fans. He believes those factors could play a significant role once the action begins. Roy Jones Jr. remains firmly behind Errol Spence heading into the fight. Jones believes many fans have become too focused on the layoff and forgotten just how dangerous Spence can be when healthy and fully motivated.
Regards to the weight for this fight, Tim.
Oh yeah, 158. I can't complain.
The fight's at 58.
158. Yeah.
Can I get the leftovers?
Of course.
Tim.
Of course. Oh, yes,
He pointed to Spence's body punching, pressure, durability, and championship experience as qualities that could slowly wear Tszyu down as the fight progresses. Brian Norman delivered one of the boldest predictions surrounding the fight.
2 years since the Crawford fight, yeah. 3 years, maybe 2 years. That's a good fight for him to come back because Tim Tszyu is also not at his prime anymore. He's been hurt, he's been knocked out. So that's actually a pretty good matchup for a return. It's also a good matchup for Tim. If he beats Errol Spence, big name, he gets another shot at something bigger. So that's a good matchup for both actually. But he's going to Australia, so that's a little iffy there.
No, plus when you travel that far, it takes a long time to adjust to the weather, the food, the time. Yeah,
it could be a little tricky, but matchup-wise, it's a good matchup.
That if Spence returns looking sharp and explosive, fans could witness a dramatic early stoppage. Norman believes a fully focused version of Errol Spence still possesses the ability to overwhelm opponents and end fights suddenly. Chris Algieri believes there are major unanswered questions surrounding both fighters.
The world's glad to see that he came back. We all want to see him make a comeback. We don't never want to see a guy go out bad and not try to come back because that's what boxers do. I know he took a lot of things into consideration. He even told me when he spoke to a few people about it, and that was a good thing, but I'm glad he made the conscious decision to return. And I think it's a smart return because it's also against a guy who was on the way up there, who made it to the top, but had some struggles, and now he's on the incline trying to get back up too. So it's two guys trying to get back up. I think it's a great situation. I gotta say that I love about Errol Spence is that Errol don't want no easy fights. Errol don't want to fight guys that are
he AKA somebody. No tune-up.
No,
he don't want no tune-up.
He wants challenges, you understand me? He wants challenges. And for him to challenge a person like Tim Tszyu, when Tim Tszyu has been regularly fighting for the last 3 years, he's been not doing much. That says a lot about Errol, but that tells you exactly how much fight is still left in Errol. Errol is a guy who's always coming to the party to dance. He don't have time to play no games. And you gotta love that about Errol.
He's always been that guy, even in the amateurs, and I've always had respect for Errol Spence because he's a real fighter. And Errol Spence knows himself. So the respect is always gonna be there for him, and we will unpack this fight as we get closer because it's not until July 25th, but I'm excited to see him back. I'm excited to see him talking this talk. I would have just as much respect for him if he walked away and was able to sort of deal with them voices that we got to deal with as fighters and overcome that to say, nah, I'm good. I've done enough. But I equally respect him for taking this chance and taking this risk because it's a big risk. But oh boy, if he can pull it off, if he can come back and look anything close like himself, psychologically, mentally, physically, it's going to be a beautiful thing in the sport because when Errol Spence is boxing is in a better.
While some fans have already chosen sides, Algieri argues that the matchup is far more unpredictable than people realize.
We're just going to see a different version of Errol Spence, and I feel like he's going to be better than he was in the past. And what I mean by that is, first round knockout coming soon. And Tim Tszyu is going to sleep, man. The boy ain't got nothing for him but dude from Australia. My boy, he coming to Australia just to give him the work, you feel me? But back to what I was saying, I just feel like Errol Spence, he's going to be a great fighter. He's doing the thing I see him in camp. And
his vulnerabilities and strengths on both sides, making it one of the hardest fights to predict. Trainer Ronnie Shields continues to express confidence in Errol Spence's preparation.
Two guys who are very high contact fighters in terms of their styles. Tim comes right at you, he's really in front of you like he's shown in his last couple of fights. And Errol's a Terminator. He comes forward and rips with both hands. He's a combination puncher. I think he's actually going to feel better at 54, not whittling himself down to 147. So all in all, I do like this fight because both guys have enough question marks that you really don't know exactly what's going to happen on fight night. Tim Tszyu and Errol Spence or Errol Spence and Tim Tszyu, depending on how you want to bill it. I go Errol Spence first. But it's I actually like the fight. It's a fight where I think there's a lot of question marks for both guys. And if Errol was coming in going right into a fight with like a Virgil Ortiz or someone who was streaking at 150, or like a Sebastian Cordero, for example, coming off the layoff, I would be a little more apprehensive than I am with this. Because Tim Tszyu is a guy who his life has been turned upside down. His boxing life has been turned upside down the last couple of years. From going from a budding superstar champion looking to make a real name for himself in the States, to taking 2 really bad stoppage losses, to looking less than stellar in some of his comeback fights, to a guy who's been switching training camps, losing touch with family members. There's a lot going on brewing under the surface with Tim Tszyu at this moment. And with Errol, it's just a big question mark. The guy hasn't been in the ring in almost 3 years. His last fight was a really bad loss to Errol Spence. There was questions about his health in terms of the beating he took from Crawford, but also the car accidents that he had many years ago, in which it doesn't seem like he's necessarily the same.
Having worked closely with him throughout camp, Shields believes Spence remains mentally focused and physically committed to proving himself once again. According to Shields, the work being done behind closed doors has convinced him that the big fish is ready to make a statement.
He's a very good fighter, former world champion, and we know if we have a work cut out for us. We just know that Errol's going to be in the best shape that he can possibly get in, and with the experience and everything that he's been through in his life as a fighter, we feel comfortable in going to Australia to get this thing done. And the fans are really going to be the winners of this.
Spence recently explained that his time away from the ring allowed him to create greater structure and discipline in his life. He believes stepping back helped him grow not only as a fighter but also as a person. That renewed sense of focus has become a major part of his preparation for this comeback.
Getting into a more, disciplined lifestyle to where, I'm always around my family, just finding different hobbies that I like other than boxing, and realizing that I'm okay without boxing, and just being 100% there for my family, and just enjoying life outside of boxing. Just getting time to recover too, just getting time to recover mentally, recover physically, and just enjoying life, man. Enjoying life, enjoying the moment, living in the moment, and not just thinking about what's next all the time. I feel like that's a bad habit that I had of myself. Like, even after winning my first world title, like I never stepped in the moment. I always was thinking about what's next, or who I'm gonna fight next, or what I'm gonna do next. But during this time off, I was just more in the moment, getting more clarity, spending more time with my family, and just the main thing, just enjoying life and just living in the moment and being present. Being present is the biggest thing of all. Just being present with my kids, being present, with my girl, being present with my fiance, being present with my mother.
As fight night approaches, opinions throughout the boxing community remain divided. Some believe Spence's experience and championship pedigree will prove too much for Tszyu.
I'm also so happy having Errol Spence back. He's already done so much in this game. Being a unified welterweight champion, the WBC, WBA, and IBF world champion. So it's great having him back. He's got big wins over some great names like Sean Porter, Kell Brook, Danny Garcia, Mikey Garcia, Yordanis Ugas. So it's just great having him back. I'm personally very happy, and I think that it's going to be a big night for him, big night for us.
Tim Tszyu always turns up to fight. He's shown here on many occasions what it actually means to jump in the ring. He's a warrior, and I know that he wants to get back to the top. And the only way to get back to the top is to beat Errol Spence. And that's what we're going to see.
Others believe Tim's momentum, youth, and activity level make him the favorite. The debate continues to intensify with every passing week. Now the boxing world is waiting for the answer to one simple but important question. Can Errol Spence truly bring back the version of himself that dominated world champions and ruled the welterweight division? Or is Tim Tszyu about to prove that a new generation has officially arrived and that the big fish's reign is finally over? One thing is certain, when these two fighters finally meet inside the ring, there will be no more speculation and no more questions. The answer will come under the bright lights on fight night. Until then, fans, fighters, and analysts will continue debating who leaves the ring victorious in one of the most anticipated matchups of the year.